everybody, hello or welcome back to my channel. My name is Ruth Venom. I hope you guys are having an amazing day and amazing week so far. Yes! I know it's a totally different vibe. We're in my bathroom. My hair is a little bit whack. That is because we're going to be dyeing my hair today. In today's video, I wanted to have you guys come along with me to dye my hair. That's why my hair is separated, because in today's video, we're going to do one side of the sunset orange and one side of the ritual, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, how this works. I've never done like half and half look before, so I'm really hoping. I'm more concerned with, keeping it definitely divided, but in the back, it's laid, the hair is laid down, so it's like it's gonna get mixed anyways. So that's why I already jumped ahead and parted my hair, so we're not sitting here for like ever for me to part my hair. But before we start dyeing and getting the gloves and everything, I forgot to get brushes and bowls, but we'll survive. We are gonna go with jelly, and we're just gonna do around the edges real quick, just so my skin doesn't get stained, because this will stain skin. I remember when I did the ritual the last time, it stained my skin really bad. I don't really care about my back, neck, but mostly like around my face and a little bit of my ears. I definitely want to make sure they're not going to get stained. And I did put a little bit of makeup on just so I don't look like too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and put the jelly around the face, just around the hairlines. And I'm going to kind of go heavy on the hairline areas, but not to get it on the hair. And I also did put down a towel and garbage bags on my sink. It's a cute little sink. It's like one of those like island sinks where it's just like the sink and it kind of like comes out like that, and it's white, and it's all white, and I do not want to stain it because that would probably be like a hefty bill if it ends up staining it. So yeah, definitely gotta be careful. And then the ears, yes. Do the back a little bit. Since I do also have to put my hair up at work, I don't want to be like, what's going on with your, just have like a blotch, because this will like kind of stain the scalp. What I did notice when I used Arctic Fox the first time, it did stain the scalp, which was nice because it did make my hair. I naturally have like thin hair, which that's a story on its own, and it does like if you do have thin hair. Sorry, I'm putting my gloves on. If you do have thin hair, like the first week it'll make your hair look really full, but once it starts unstaining your scalp, like the skin on your the scalp, you can start noticing like your thinness. So we got the jelly on, so I'm gonna put that up right here on my little medicine cabinet. I have my on my mirror. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with Arctic Fox first, because it is orange. It might need a little bit more time, so I'm gonna do the orange actually on. I think I'm gonna do the orange on this side and the ritual on this side. This is semi-permanent. It's gonna stick around for a little bit, but every time you wash it, it is gonna wash out the color. So before this, I used to wash my hair like every day. So in a week to 2 weeks before dyeing my hair, I like to train my hair not to be washed every day, just because I do have naturally oily skin. I'm just trying to get my hair up in the bottom, because I'm gonna start on the bottom. And from what I remember, like, with this hair dye, you can actually let it sit in your hair for like 5 hours or more, because it doesn't have any of the chemicals. It's non-peroxide, no ammonia, no ethyl alcoholic, no PPD. So this is all like cruelty-free and vegan hair dye. So if you're like me and you have like really, you have thin hair and you want to prevent your hair from being damaged, like this is kind of a good alternative. just so you're not like damaging your hair. Like, look how pretty that color is. Ooh, so pretty. So we're gonna go ahead and start lathering it. Kind of wish I had a brush, but you know, it's okay. And definitely make sure I don't get too close over on the other side. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think with this hair dye, you can save it. I'll make sure so when we get the end results, like if you are interested of like dyeing your hair, or let's say you do want to dye your hair and try Arctic Fox, but you might just want to do like bottoms and stuff, I can definitely let you guys know at the end where we see how it is. So, because I definitely do know if I want, since I'm doing half and half, if it's not gonna be like, you know, you have to throw it away, and I would like to keep it, so then that way if I need to like touch up in a couple weeks, then I don't have to like go out. And because I got these at Ulta and they're like 17 bucks each, but online, if you are curious on ever trying them out, they are cheaper on their actual official website. Just at Ulta, they do charge a little bit upscale, so I'm just making sure every strand over here is getting dye on it. Definitely massaging the strands. I'm definitely not trying to make sure I get dye everywhere. Alright. So I took gloves off. I ended up buying a box of gloves. Just so, if I did need to switch out my gloves, I'd have more, because I'm feeling like using a lot of gloves. See, if I was doing my hair just like one color, I wouldn't worry about getting, you know, mess all over my head. But since I'm doing half, I need to be careful. So before we step on to the other more leveled up of my hair, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of get more close up to the mirror just to make sure that like I'm not missing like any strands, just because I don't have my glasses on. It's kind of hard for me to see kind of a distance in detail. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. I made sure that this half is already good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start kind of more on the topper, but I'm not gonna take my whole head down. I am gonna leave some on top, and here's a piece of my little broken headband that I threw away. And when I took off my old gloves, I did go and try to get some hair dye that was on my skin. I did miss this part of my forearm, so I'm gonna try to grab, because I do have some baby wipes right here to kind of like help. There's another one broken. To kind of help clean up and not try to make too much of a mess, so I don't have too much of my skin stained. Which, I mean, it's gonna happen, but just so I'm not like trying to scrub it off later. Really nice about this stuff is that it doesn't stink because it doesn't have like those harsh chemicals, which is nice. It kind of smells like a candy smell, which is nice if you're wanting to put this on your head. Like, keep this on for like up to 5 hours, because I know with those harsh chemicals, like, you get a bad headache. And also, I noticed that some people, I'm using it straight out of the bottle, some people do use you know, conditioner to help kind of spread the product out a little bit more. But, you know, girl, we're going all in, so I want the most boldest it's gonna be able to get, because I do have brown hair, so I kind of need a little bit more of a boost. So I kind of left the lotion out of it. But just FYI, if you do have like blonde hair, if you end up trying this out, you might want to put a little bit of conditioner in just to help like the pigment be a little bit less, unless you really want to go in bold, which I would prefer if I was blonde. So we're going to start over here, just working with the roots and then going down. Always start with the roots and then make your way down. I'm going to start on the very top for this half. I just need to make sure I don't mess up this part. So we're almost done with one side. Yay! So excited. See, if I had like a brush, this process would be going like way faster. Alright, so now we are going to head on to the other side with the shade Ritual, yes. And I'm going to pour some in my hand. So that way you guys can see what it looks like. Kinda. It's kind of like a maroonish. So I'm going to start on the bottom on this side. Unfortunately, you guys aren't going to really be able to see a lot this side, just because I don't have really anything to stand the camera over here. Because where I have my camera right now, it's on my towel rack, like on the very top. So I don't really have anything for the camera to really stand on to get this side. But I'll turn my head more this way so you guys can try to get the view. Alright, so for some reason my camera, I'm gonna take off my glasses. My camera got really hot when I was doing my ritual side, and I didn't notice it until like my screen was off, and when I try and turn it back on, it said it's too hot, it needs to go in cool down. So, you know, I finished doing the ritual side and I waited like maybe like an hour and a half. The minimum time is like 45 minutes, so I didn't want to leave it in too long because it was already like when I was done doing the hair, it was like 8 o'clock at night, and I was like, well, I gotta blow dry it when I wash it because it does bleed a lot. If you are looking to do or try Arctic Fox, it does bleed out when it's wet. That's why they say you have to blow dry it. So this is the ritual side, and then this is the sunset orange because it's all dried. I was gonna do like makeup, but I was like, you know what? I was like, let's do like an orange and like auburn kind of style like makeup look. But I got my little, you know, Jeffree Star. I think these are like phone lights or something like that. So I'm gonna like light it on because the lighting is pretty dull. So I'm just gonna like put the light. I try to line my hairline how I did it, but you can see like the color Ritual. It's like, yeah, you can definitely see it better now with this light. So it's like, so this is the shade Ritual on brown hair when it's all done. I don't know how well you guys can see that just because the lighting sucks. And then the sunset orange on brown hair. I thought it'd be maybe like a little bit darker or maybe lighter, but it's a little bit lighter like on the bottom. I don't know why, maybe just because it sat maybe longer. I don't know, but so when I usually do my hair, I think it's gonna be really cool because on this side, you know how I usually like style my bangs, you know, usually start from over here and it comes down. That's, you know, some of like the sunset orange is gonna come into Ritual, and that's gonna be like so cute. So I don't know, I really like it. I just wish I had like blonde, a little bit lighter hair. Oh god, I gotta turn off that light. I kind of wish I did have, you know, lighter hair just to capture the color, but I ended up throwing away the rest of the bottles because I think there's only like that much hair that I left because I did like put a lot on to soak. And, you know, Arctic Fox is like a fun option if you don't want to like damage your hair, but I don't think doing it over and over again continuously isn't probably, well, you know, that good for your hair also. And like, it kind of, like I said, it kind of still stains the skin a little bit. Not so much my hand from washing, because you have to wash in ice cold water, and it's like negative. It was -20 today, so I was like already cold, and my head was like, So it took a while to wash it out, I will say that. But another thing, also I'll show you, kind of like how I said, like it stains the scalp a little bit, so I mean, when I wash my face to get the rest of the makeup off, what's left from what I tried to save it when washing my hair, like you can kind of see like the scalp is stained, where it kind of gives you like, especially up here, how kind of, not right there, but how, you know how it kind of makes your hair look fuller, or versus like over here, you're definitely gonna tell like that's orange hair dye. So that's what I was trying to talk about earlier, is how it kind of like over here kind of helps my hair look more full, where, you know, obviously this is gonna make it look obvious. But you get a wig and do like, keep it blonde but do it like multiple like color highlights, I think that looks so cool. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts if you guys have recently used Arctic Fox, or if you're trying to. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions. I love it just because it doesn't really damage your hair. I mean, if you dye it all the time, it probably will kind of might put your hair in distress. I don't know. This is my second time using it. I know dry shampoo is going to be my best friend for a while, and also the mistake I made, I would say, is wash your hair separate and then maybe take like a bath, because my hair color would mostly hold its like the pigment of it would stick, because you got to wash it with cold water to still continuously. One day I decided to do at least lukewarmish, like at least a little bit warm water, and it like completely strip the color out. So I know it sucks, but you know, for it to last longer, just a heads up, just keep washing it with cold hair. And then just wash your body like in the bath, or maybe get like your hair up in a ponytail once it's dried, put a head cap on, and then shower that way. But so yeah, I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.